Well, as you can see, we made it back to Arizona. Currently we're in New River at my uncle's property. So, still got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of cleanup to do. A lot of cleanup on some of the welds and stuff on the inside here. But so 2,000 miles, made it without any issues. The only thing I did run into, you have to excuse the generator there. When I set this up, I was actually checking to make sure that my caster was the same on both sides, and I ended up adjusting the arm location with the washers. So these washers actually help hold these bushings in place, and I was hoping that I would be able to get away with it, but I'm not. So you can see right there that bushing has started to come back out. What that means is I'm gonna have to go in here, pull this arm out, and make probably a small adjustment to basically they welded in a shaft in there from the factory at Toyota, and that's what that upper control arm bolt runs through, and it has a certain distance from here to the other side. So I'm gonna have to shave it at least one thickness of the washer so that I can go ahead and pull washer back and put it back over here and keep this still aligned where I want it. You can see I just unhooked the brake line from the frame, from its mounting location, and just kind of use the hard line to kind of run it down and hold it out. Zip tied the wheel sensor back into place. It runs along with the brake line. Like I said, we drove 2,000 miles. We didn't have any single issues. I did use some aluminum tape on the back side here to kind of help hold it away from the shock, just to make sure I didn't get any rubbing or shearing or anything like that. So now that I'm here, I'm going to probably rework this. You can see it's actually hitting the shock on some spots right here. I was in a hurry. Weather was definitely not on my side. And so, yeah, it's been fun. I'm gonna go back in. I did not get to the lower skid plate mount. And I need to go back in and kind of clean up all these welds and all this stuff on the bumper. Go ahead and clean up these edges on the fenders. And then the next thing on the agenda will be to get some extended axles. As you can see, I'm just running the cup to help hold the wheel bearing hub assembly. And then the inner cup is up underneath there, sticking out of the diff. That was just to keep dirt and debris from getting inside the diff. Not 100% sure what I still want to do with everything, but I still need some work cleaning it up. As far as the inside goes, I carry my deflator, my gauge, extra pair of safety glasses, gloves, flashlight, and then I have my monitor for my cameras, charging station for my radio, and my CB that I never use. My wife drove this truck across the country, so that's her portable ashtray, as she does smoke on occasion. So there's a seat cover I got for birthday or Christmas, I'm not really sure, from a friend of ours, Austin. Hooked me up with that, and it's been kind of helpful. I'll show you that here in a second. So in the back here, there's not really a lot going on. I've got these handles that help my younger kids get in and out of the truck because I don't have rock sliders or anything for anybody to step up on, but bowls for the dog. And then over on that side, I've got another handle. I carry a lot of headlamps and stuff like that. This is a core lighting kit. We won it in a Overland Expo in Flagstaff a couple years ago, and it's been fabulous. We use it all the time. I set it as a temporary setup in here for the drive back because the interior lights in here are horrible, and I do have some LED lighting to go ahead and install, and I'm gonna run it in and tie it into all the doors and everything like that. But this was installed by someone prior to me owning this, and this is your interior light and for this main area here, and it is horrible. It's not very good, not a very good amount of light coming from that. So I'm gonna go through, change all that, but this was just a temporary fix. It plugs into a little switch power supply up on the center console, and then you can adjust the dimming and the color from that switch right there. So in the back, not a lot to see here. I have my toolkit, jack stands, my aluminum block for my jack, and that's pretty much kind of everything that lives here. I've got a couple of straps and stuff that live underneath that seat. Grab bags, these are for the kids and for my wife. They've got extra change of clothes, things like that in them. So my rear hatch on our way back decided that it did not want to open anymore. And this is a 2007, so it has the electronic system in it. So I'm gonna have to go in and remove the rear panel and see if I can't pop that thing open and get this thing to open. But running the spare tire carrier with the gas cans on it again, of course. I had no choice. I wasn't able to get a rotopack, so these are back on there. I particularly don't like the way they look. I think they look kind of lame, but a lot of people think they're cool, and that's fine. I'm just not one of them. I think it adds too much length to the back of the vehicle. So you can see I had a really nice tucked up low profile bumper, and then I had to go and add this stuff onto the back, so whatever. Anyway, one of these days I'll get around to fixing all of this, but at least we're back. We're here doing what we need to do. The ramps made it all the way here without any issues. Now, for anybody who's wondering, those are just stuck between the sliders for my factory rack with a strap across the center of it to help the wind keep them from pulling them out. But they do not move around and they do not come out, so it's been pretty good so far. I know it's not overland cool to not show off your sand ramps and all your stuff hanging off the sides of your vehicles and all that, but yeah, anyway, still got to wire up the winch. I have all the pieces, I just haven't had time to do it, and the weather back in Michigan was kicking my butt, so I decided not to attempt to do any of that there. So probably gonna add some more holes, or I may go in and actually cut these into a slot and then add some more holes along the bottom. But we'll see if I get time for that. Like I said, I got a lot of cleanup and I don't know, figuring out where to go from here. So I appreciate you guys following along. Those are really nice of you guys to leave comments and keep it going. But I talked to Victor. He ended up doing an Armada Swap, which is the IRS independent rear suspension swap on his Pathfinder, because we were having a lot of issues with the bushings not liking us pulling extra suspension travel out of that rear independent suspension system that was on the Nissan. So he ended up doing an Armada swap. I'm not 100% sure on how much more droop he's got. I don't think he got a lot more droop, but it did overall widen the back of his truck to help match the front. Anybody who's seen his Pathfinder knows that it's ridiculous in the front. I built those 7-inch wider arms with Heim joints and all that stuff for him, and it's just crazy. So I'll get some updates on that. I'll get over there and hang out with him and talk with him about his truck and get you guys some more info on where he's at with his. And maybe I can get out with Sequoia Club here and get some wheeling in maybe. But again, thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. I'll try to keep you guys some more updates and some more videos and keep things going. You guys have a good day.